Hi guys, and welcome to Panda Creates Tutorials. I'm Panda and I have a super special sneaky special effect keychain to make for you guys today. Now, this was not my idea. Full credit goes to my beautiful friend Jamie Dendy over in Texas in the USA. She actually sent me hers that she created for her small business, and I thought it was an absolutely fantastic idea. And so I'm recreating it for you guys today. She knows that I'm doing this tutorial. She's aware. She doesn't mind. But full credit goes to her, so thank you very much, Jamie, for the idea. But here is what appears to be just a normal resin keychain. But it does have a secret weapon, and that is helping you or anybody that you sell them to network and promote your small business when you're out and about. So if you're at a cafe and somebody asks you, or if you're at soccer training and you've got a customized drink bottle that you've made and somebody asks you where you've got it, instead of trying to say your link and getting them to look it up on Facebook and finding it for themselves, or your website, your Instagram, whatever, you can use these instead, and I'm about to show you how. So here is my phone. What we'll do is turn the brightness down. There we go. My phone screen. My keychain. If I hold my keychain to the back of my phone. Yes, I want to open in Chrome. Ta-da! Okay. I know a magician is never supposed to share their tricks, but I'm sharing mine with you. So I'm going to hold it from the front view, work that way, just so you know that I'm not full of it or pressing any buttons on my phone. I hold it to the back and it opens. Okay. If you'd like to know the secret behind my magic trick, I'm about to show you exactly how to do it. Okay guys, so the first thing that we need to do is start pouring our keychain mold. I'm using this little 3 tumbler. You can see the 2 on the outside are the, it's not curved, what's the word? You know where they dip in a little bit, right? And then this one here is just a standard straight tumbler, right? The NFC tags that I'm using will fit in all 3, but I'm going to be making one of these tapered / curved tumblers. Okay, I have already pre-mixed my resin. I am using Platinum Superclear, which is not a food safe resin, which is okay for keychains. And Platinum Superclear is a 2:1 ratio casting resin, which means that to make up my 15 mils, I mixed up 10 mils of part A, 5 mils of part B, and it's also a double stir resin, which means when I measured it up, I stirred for a few minutes, poured it all into this cup, and then stirred again, and that guarantees that it's going to cure properly. Now, before we go any further, I'm just going to slip in my little resin disclaimer. Hi guys, a quick safety disclaimer for when working with resin. Please make sure you always protect yourself by wearing eye goggles or other protective eyewear, a half-face respirator mask with interchangeable filters. I got mine from Bunnings and they also sell the replacement filters. And of course, gloves. Now I prefer to work with nitrile gloves, but in a pinch, vinyl gloves will also work. These are the 2 types that will not tear easily when working with resin. Please make sure you stay safe while you're having fun, and happy creating. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, I'm going to split my resin into 2 containers. I do want a little bit more in one container than the other. There we go. And the 2 colors that I am using are 4 Mile Beach and Crafter's Crack 2.0. Both of these are from Sparkles by Carrbee Designs, and it is a color combination that I've been wanting to try ever since I got them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do Crafter's Crack in the smaller amount of resin, and I want to do 4 Mile Beach in the larger amount. And I am adding quite a considerable amount of glitter because we want it to be quite a solid color when we pour it. When we go on to the next step and we put our tag in the mold, we don't want to be able to see it from either side. Okay, so I am making that quite solid in color. And I've only mixed up 15 mils because on the first step you only want to fill the mold halfway. If you go to try and fill it all the way up and put your tag in, obviously the tag's going to sink through, and when you go to demold it, there is a very high possibility that you're going to see the tag that is sunk to the bottom. So a way around that is to do a half and half pour. Going to need longer sticks, I think, because they're deeper shot glasses. Okay, so starting with here, I'm going to pour my Crafters crack into the bottom here. Now I'm going to pour this in, and then I'm going to let it even out. As I said, we only want to fill the mold about halfway, so I'm going to push that up into the edges and around the little bit where our hardware clicks in, making sure I've got all of my corners. Okay, now I'm going to go through and just add a little bit more of the blue and a little bit more of the silver. Whoops. And now we're going to leave it. Going to clean up just this little bit. Now I have enough resin left over to do another one. I don't really want to waste my resin, so what I'm going to do is make up another one exactly the same, and then I'm going to send it to Anna from Kiss My Art by Anna as a little surprise gift. Although if she sees this tutorial before she gets it in the mail, she's going to know that it's on its way. And obviously I'll program her tag to her social media details, so that when she's out and about, if anybody asks her, she will have it on demand also. Well, that just made that worse, didn't it? And I'm not wearing gloves like it says in my disclaimer, guys. I just realised I forgot to put gloves on. So, don't mind me. Please wear gloves when you're working with resin. Don't make the mistake often. But when I do, it's always when I'm pouring into molds, because obviously I'm not moving resin around with my finger like you would on a cup. So that is definitely my bad. I'm going to add a little bit more to mine, just so it's more full. And I can't remember where I got this mold. I want to say I got it from Mel at Pixie Dust Pigments. But I can't confirm that for sure. So let me have a look around at who has one in stock, and I will leave them in the description of the video. Okay, but there is our first step. So I'm going to let this set overnight, and we will be back tomorrow to add the tag and pour over the top. Okay, so these have been sitting for a couple of hours now. If I pick them up, they no longer move, but they're still not ready to be demolded. We've still got to fill it up a little bit more anyway, but it's just at that stage, right? Not too heavy, not too light. It's just right. But these are the NFC tags that I bought. They are an NTAG215. The size was 504 megabytes, sorry. And these ones, I didn't know when I was buying them, but they come with a 3M sticky strip. Right, now obviously we're not going to need that, but I don't want to chance the writing coming up, so I'm going to take mine off. Yours, if you're putting them into keychains, you're not going to need sticky, right? When I was researching NFC tags, just off on a little tangent here while I peel, while I was researching the tags, I actually came across a YouTube channel called That Blind Life, right? Obviously the guy is vision impaired, and his channel is about living life as a person with visual impairments, right? And the video that I was watching, he actually bought a bunch of these. Are quite thick. Well, they're not quite thick, right? They're quite thin, but they are quite solid plastic, right? You can buy paper ones, and he was using the paper ones, and he was sticking them on all of his like cleaning supplies and cooking supplies and stuff like that, because he was pointing out that a tube of disinfectant wipes is the same shape as a tube of like moist towelettes for your face and your hands. So what he does is voice records what it is. So for example, antibacterial wipes, he will voice tag the stickers and then put the stickers on the products, so that all he's got to do, he puts them on the bottom so that they're always easy to find, and then all he's got to do is pick it up, scan the bottom, and it tells him what he's picked up. And I thought that was the most ingenious idea, not just for people that are like younger people that are visually impaired, but for the elderly as well. Like, I thought that was such a cool idea. So yeah, that's my side note there. But these are just hardened plastic. They are waterproof. You do need to make sure that yours are waterproof. They do not need the sticky side, but we're going to do that anyway. Excuse me. And all I'm going to do, should I use tweezers? Do I want to use tweezers? No, we're going to run the gauntlet. I just want to drop that in there like that. So I'm going to push it in ever so slightly, but not enough that it starts to sink, because we don't want it to sink. So that is sitting just on top. Alright, gonna do the same here. Oh no. Okay, it's like peaking like a meringue. Right, that's the stage that you want it at. That's the stage that I'm doing it at. Just because, excuse me, after I filmed the first part of this and I was thinking about it, I am really, really paranoid about doing anything but pouring into molds after what happened to those stupid cling wrap coasters that we tried to make. Because, yeah, that's going to be the, like, you know how everybody's got that one thing that just haunts them? That tutorial is going to be mine. Excuse me. So the more that I was thinking about it, the more I was like, okay, I don't want it to fully cure, because if by some chance it cures fully and then I go and stick this on top, which was what I was originally going to do, so that 3M was adhered to the resin, and then we were going to pour around it, either I'd end up with an air bubble underneath, so like straight through the middle of the pour, because it'd create an air bubble underneath where I put it in, or it'd sit too high so that you could still see. Right, I had all kinds of problems going through my mind. So this is why I'm doing it this way. And I'm just gonna, I don't want to push it down anymore, but I'm just gonna wiggle it ever so slightly, just to get it to really stick from underneath, because it's still quite tacky. just to make sure we're not going to get any air bubbles. Like what happened, remember what happened with when I did the wine glasses? The video's about to pop up at the top right about now. But when I did the wine glasses, the first one I moved around quite a bit. The second one I didn't, and I had that big ugly air bubble under the purple one. Does anybody remember that? Comment in the comments below if you remember that tutorial. So we're just going to do a little wiggle wiggle. There we go. Okay, so now now I'm going to go to bed, and I will come and check on this in the morning. We will pour over the top, and then we'll demold, and I'll show you how you can actually program these off your phone. Alrighty, so it's the next day. This is fully cured. Our little NFC tags are nice and secure in the middle, so we're going to go ahead and pour over the top. So again, we are going to go in with 4 Mile Beach and Crafters Crack 2.0. I've already mixed up my resin. I mixed up 15 mils again. I'm probably going to have a lot left over, but that's okay. I'd rather mix up too much and then use it in another mold than mix up too little and be stuffed. I find resin is a lot like if I'm cooking with pasta and rice. I don't know if anybody else does this, but if you do, let me know in the comments. When I cook pasta and rice, I end up either not cooking enough or cooking so much that I could feed an entire village. And resin, especially like overcasting like this where we're pouring over the top, I do have a little notebook that tells me exactly how many mils my molds take. And I did have this set down for 30 mils per little cup, but after 15 mils, like 15 mils should have half filled a cup, shouldn't it have? And out of that 15 mils we managed to make 2, so I think something's gone wrong there, unless I just wasn't thinking and I've put down it takes 30 mils to do all 3, which I think may be the case, quite honestly. Alright, so we're going to go in with our Crafter's Crack first. And then our 4 Mile Beach. Again, both of these are from Sparkles by Carrbee Designs, and the links for these will be in the description. Okay, I'm just going to let them settle and find their way around the mold. Try and encourage that, excuse me, up into the corners. I have had a frog in my throat for like 3 days now. It's really annoying. Just on a side note, I'm all 100% all for frogs, just not when they're stuck in my throat. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more of the Crafter's Crack. And the Crafter's Crack, I'm not sure if it's coming up on screen. I'll see if I can get it to show up. Please focus. I'm not wearing gloves again, guys. I just noticed. No, we're not going to get to focus, but we are going to get it to drip all over me instead. Crafter's Crack isn't like your normal shape glitter. Oh, there we go. We can get it to show up here. See how that's all like uneven shapes? It's not your typical... Glitter's not round. Glitter's like almost a hexagonal shape, isn't it? But it's not your normal shape of glitter. It is like jagged pieces, which is why I think it's just so pretty. I'm going to add a little bit more into this one. want to bring it right up to the edges. There we go. I wonder if we can get a third. I have to clean my mold out first. Okay, and then I'm going to put gloves on because there's no point warning you guys about safety if I can't lead by example, hey? It does. It really grinds my gears when I see people doing resin tutorials without the appropriate safety equipment. So, not only am I my own worst enemy, but I'm making myself into a bit of a hypocrite by not doing it. Alright. I just have enough. Remembering that we're adding the tags in as well, so we really only want it to be like half full. See how that evens itself out. I love watching this blue move. Oh! My finger got in the way. Look. Isn't it gorgeous? And I'm not just saying that because I'm a massive fan of the colour blue. That really is stunning. Maybe a little bit more. There we go, that'll settle down now, and I can put my other tag in it, which I won't do yet because as you saw in the last part, I did wait about an hour until it was like tacky, like a meringue consistency, for lack of a better way of describing it. So I'll do the same with this one because if I do it now, I have a feeling it is going to sink. But there they are. Our NFC tag is now in there. I'm going to let these cure. I'm going to demold them, and then I'll be back to take them out of... Well, I won't demold them. I will be back to demold them and put the hardware together, and then we'll program the NFC tags. Okay, my lovely friends. We demolded these, we sanded them back, and we put the hardware on both. And then when I went in to add it to my editing program so that I can add it to this whole tutorial, there was nothing there. I wasted like a good 20 minutes and that didn't hit record. I didn't hit record properly. So that's all gone. They're all made. I'm sorry, I'm not going to take them apart and pretend this is what we've got. So, Anna's one, I used black hardware from Glitter Your World, and then I used a 10mm jump ring to attach it to the little tumbler, and a 7mm jump ring to attach this cute little peacock that I found. Okay, because Anna loves peacocks and I needed a way to tell whose was whose when I programmed them. Right, my one, same way, but I'm using silver hardware, silver 10mm and 7mm jump ring, and I put, if it'll stay boo boo, a little tree of life on mine. Okay, so now that they are all put together, I'm going to program them. So we're going to cut to that, and then I'll be back and show you how it works in real life.
Alright guys, so the final part of this tutorial is how to write your NFC tag. Now I am using an app called NFC Tools. I am running it off my Samsung Galaxy S9, but the NFC Tools app is also available in the Apple Store. So I will leave the links to both platforms down in the description. So no matter whether you're Android or Apple, you can still use the same app. Now we're going to go, you don't have to be a tech genius or anything to do this. It really is straightforward. You just go into the app. Right, across the top here you can see read, write, other tasks. All we really need to reading is obviously to read the NFC tag. If I scan this, it's going to come up as, see records down the bottom is 0, it's empty. But mine is, if you see here, 492 bytes. Okay, so we want to go over to write, add a record, and in this menu you can see we've got URLs, social networks, videos, files, contact information, emergency contact information, even Bitcoin, right? The possibilities for an NFC tag are limitless. Now obviously I am focusing on networking and marketing for this tutorial, so we're going to have mine and Anna's Facebook links on the tags. But essentially you don't have to just use it for promoting your small business or using it for networking and marketing your small business. You can market it to customers where you can create online photo albums and link back to the photo albums so that they can send the grandparents a keychain with a bunch of photos of the grandkids on it. Okay, you can put songs on there and send it to loved ones so that when they scan it they can hear their favorite song, or really the possibilities are only limited to the size of the tag that you buy. So as you saw, mine in total I think were 504 megabytes. From what I've seen they go all the way up to 2000 megabytes, which is 2 gig. Okay, we're not going to go that big and fancy today. We're going to focus on the marketing and networking part. So I'm just going to go into URL. I'm going to type in my Facebook URL first, /Panda creates PMQ. Okay, double check your spelling here. Alright, we will make sure that that's all correct, and then we want to hit write. Okay, I'm going to hold the keychain up against the back of the phone and it comes up with write complete. Alright, now that that's done, that's on there. Now, if you are coding your NFC tag to private, like where you don't want anybody but the person it's intended for to see it, you can go over to other, you come down here and you can set a password. Now that means that when somebody scans the tag or the keychain, they have to put that password in to be able to access the data. The other thing that you can do over in other is erase tag if you make a mistake, or lock tag, which means that whoever you give it to cannot write over it. Right? It locks the data and essentially makes the tag unrewritable. Once what you've done on there, once it's done, and nobody can come along and remove the data or write over the data or anything like that. So if you are giving them out as free gifts for, like, if you've got family and friends that love to promote you, I definitely recommend locking the tag just so nobody can write over it and make their own data. Otherwise you do have the erase tag if you make a mistake, or the set password if you'd like to make the tag private. Okay, but we're going to go back and do Anna's now. So that's done. Excuse me, we want to read the new tag. Okay, so we're going to go add record, URL, same deal again, www.facebook.com. I'm going to lock hers to, program hers to Facebook as well. Okay, so this one, we want to delete. Okay, so URL is Kiss My Art by Anna. We want to write that. We want to hold up the other keychain and write that onto there. Okay, so now that's all done. I'm going to leave it unlocked just in case she wants to change it later. But we're going to come out of the app now and back to the page. Now, if I hold my keychain up against the back of my phone, it's going to bring me to my Facebook page. Ta-da! And then if we go out of it and hold Anna's up to the back of my phone, it then brings us to Anna's. And that is how that works, and that is how easy it is. So now that you've got all of that programmed, you're ready to go out in the world and network and make some new friends and hopefully gain some new customers.
Alrighty, are we ready? So, we'll do my one first. Okay, there's my phone. Get my keychain, hold it up to the back of the phone. Yes, I want to open with Chrome, thank you. And that takes me straight to my Facebook page. Okay, and then we'll do the same with Anna's. Hold it up to the back of the phone, and that will load her Facebook page. Wow. So as I said, I'll move that out of the way now. As I said, the possibilities for the NFC tags really are limitless. The NFC Tools App is a little bit limited in what you can program. So everything that you saw in that recording that I explained, that's what you can do. There are other apps that you can download that allow you to add photo albums and audio files and stuff like that. You are more than welcome to explore this idea beyond what I've shown you today. The point of this tutorial is to show you how you can make keychains for yourself, or how you can market them to other small business owners so that they can use them to grow their business when they're out and about. It's a simple tap on the back of an interested party's phone, and voila, they're straight to your Facebook page. They have no excuses then to not hit that like button straight away. Okay, so that's what I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know in the comments if you like stuff like this. I don't want to be all about the cups all of the time. So when I came across this idea from Jamie, I thought it was a great way to bring a little bit extra to my channel, to give you guys an exclusive tutorial, because I have not seen anybody outside Jamie and now I do this. I thought it was really cool. So let me know if this is like your kind of thing as well. Also let me know if you end up making these, what you do with yours, or if you have any ideas that you'd like to add to the conversation, leave them down in the comments. Otherwise, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.